It's a Lifestyle Thursday, and every Thursday we'll bring you issues that affect us, our families, on a very light note. My name is Patience Bello-Kafo. Thanks for joining us on the program today.
And I'm Justin Academics. Glad to have you join us on the show this Thursday. I trust you're doing well where you are. Well, today's edition promises to be very exciting because specifically we'll be targeting the youth development in the country this year. Today on the show, it amazes me when we hear people like Neymar and how much they're earning, per week.
Makes you ask yourself questions like, am I in the wrong
profession?
Did I choose wrongly?
Two legs,
I could have just played football.
Yeah, or maybe my children will play football because
that's the plan. That's a plan.
Yeah, it is a plan. Because it's very interesting when you hear the millions they take home as pay. We'll be looking at youth development, of course, specifically in sports this morning.
Yes, exactly. And of course, it becomes more interesting when you bring it in from an entertainment angle, then it becomes phenomenal. And also on our lineup today, we'll bring in you a bit of motivational chat. And today we'll be looking at work-life balance. Benga Ademunjimi will be joining us on that segment. And every time with Benga, there's no dull moment. But we're kickstarting talking youth and sports development on the show this morning. And joining us from the Future Academy, we have Christabel, Ejumedia. Yes. Good morning, Christabel.
Good morning.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you look good. Do you play football, by the way?
Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Future Academy. What is it really about?
The Future Academy is basically a football company here in Lagos. So we offer a training school for those that have the talent to be something with football. So we groom them from as early as 5 years old up until like 20, just so we give them the opportunity to be spotted by international scouts as well as to develop their game, basically. Yeah.
Why football? Why not something else? Why not choose something more academical in nature?
I know, like you said, I mean, everyone is talking about Neymar now, right? So football actually is a very lucrative sport. And we all know Nigerians love football. And it's a game that is here to stay globally and locally as well. So yeah, we believe that football needs to be grown. It's a market that is yet to be harnessed here in Nigeria, especially for in the private aspect. We know we have the national team and all of that. So we're trying to create that niche in the market for football because really it has perspectives going forward. So yeah, that's what we're about. We're about, it's developing. I mean, if you can do something that can help children develop their game and then help them make a profession out of it in the future, so why not?
Okay,
so, yeah.
It's very, very interesting and very, very laudable. But how do you go about scouting for these children? Is it that anyone who is a boy, and can play with a round object can just come to academy and then you just groom them, or they should have the latent talent in them?
Yeah. Okay. So we have our processes. So yeah, for you, we have different ways we discover talent. So we have our scouts go about like, okay, there's a football, competition in schools. We have them go there and actually look at those that have potential in them. So we have different ways that we go about it. So there's that. And then we also have a soccer school for, like I said, for children as young as 5 years old. They can go on to the soccer school, develop, to train them. We have our coaches train them at our different centers, different stadiums around Lagos. And then we have them, if we see that they develop, they're good, then we bring them up onto the level of the professional level in the academy, So that's what we do, basically.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Christabel. Now, I understand the fact that today football has become a money spinner, and a lot of people are tilting that way, aside having a passion, but because of the, the monetary gains, that comes from that and all of that. But then, let me ask a question. How does training a child really to play football, how does it develop that child as an individual? That's what I'm looking at, as a holistic person, who can contribute positively to the society. How does football help in any way?
Yeah. Football is a sport, but then there's something, even we as individuals, there's something about knowing that you can do something and you're good at it. And then knowing that you can actually you're a source of, okay, for, you know, we all know football is for entertainment. I mean, people are going through things in life, and then everyone comes together to watch football.
Time to watch a match.
Right, and then you forget that you don't have the next meal, maybe the next meal to have. I mean, there's that thing that comes from the game, like it's a passion, and then it's nice to have that thing that brings people together. I mean, in the past we've had history of football actually unites people of different races, different tribes. You see them coming together, and then it's all about the game. So yeah, we have to understand that football is very essential for we as humans, and playing that game to know that you are a source of someone's inspiration, someone's, okay, oh wow, for this minute I'm forgetting my sorrow, I'm all about the game, I'm just having fun. I believe that there's a great purpose to it, basically, yeah.
Okay, fine. Still talking about the academy and children or young people getting into there. I just really want to understand how exactly it works. So let's say you bring like a 5-year-old to join your academy. Before 10, 15?
Or should we say how old
are we talking about? How old can you start? And how long does it really take for you to be well-groomed in that academy?
Yeah, so we have, you know, the academy, we have a proper soccer school. Yeah, we have one on the island already, and we just started one on the mainland. So basically, children as old as 5 years old, we get them to enroll, you register for the school, and then our coaches train them, we groom them, and then they're different, you know, they pass different levels, and it depends on how fast they can actually pick up the game. And
is there a gender limitation?
No.
Okay,
it's
can be
it's
a boy
open for
or
girls
girl.
as well. Okay. I mean, there's women in football, and yeah, so I'm saying that children, boys, girls, as long as there's a passion for the game, we can help them to grow through the academy. So that's why we're an academy as well, you understand. So apart from the school, we also we organize tournaments and all to recognize talents, like raw talents. You know, some of the people out there, they can't exactly afford to pay for the school per se. So yeah, we have where we just do the general events, general tournaments for them to come on the show, and then display their talents, and then we see how we can give them a tryout to get into the academy.
So when you pick a child from 5, how long really do you train such a child? Because it takes almost a lifetime before you can get that sort of international recognition that the likes of Messi and Neymar have that we're talking about today. So for how long?
So that's what I'm saying. So it's a consistent thing. So you keep enrolling in the academy, like you keep registering it's just like you have the school where you have terms. So yeah, it's like that. And then there are different stages. So yeah, so our coaches help them to grow. And then we make sure that we actually have partnerships with some international people out there. We have our partners in Germany, Dubai. We have we have an academy in Dubai where we're liaised with. So we just make sure we open them as much as we can to that exposure and all of that. So yeah, so it's a continuous process. It doesn't just happen as the child just comes at 5 years old and then they just train the child and that's it. No, you have to keep growing different stages, just as you have in school where you have different classes, you keep growing and advancing that way. Yeah.
Okay, fine. You just talked about some partnership that you have with some foreign affiliates. Let us talk about our local setting, a local scene, because most times what we find, the scenario we find out here is that most people are trained. At the end of the day, the whole big picture is always to travel out to Europe.
Why are we not promoting our local teams?
So yes, basically the Future Academy is not just about the global one, you understand, but also about developing local talent for Nigeria as well. So yeah, in as much as we're getting the international scouts, it's like it's an added thing. Yeah, so we're also, like we would train our students, I can call them our students, our players, to also get into local teams here in Nigeria. So yeah, it's not just about international, it's all-round football development. Yeah.
All right, let me ask a critical question at this point. Now, if we're looking at how we can use sports development, you know, to actually capture the attention of the Nigerian youths, how can this actually, because we're talking about children now. I'm looking at a situation where you can have youths who are older than 5, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Like, it's not
exactly.
Just
how can we use this to tackle, you know, that major challenge of unemployment with the youths? So
yeah, that's why we were open to, like I said, it's not just, I said ages 5 to 20. So you can have a 17-year-old boy, okay, for say he doesn't have, like, okay, for now, let's say he's trying to get into the university and it's so difficult and all of that. I mean, he can actually tread the path of football and make something out of it and become something of it instead of sitting at home, probably doing nothing, or just becoming, I don't know, something else. So I think that it would be really nice to have like those children come develop themselves, develop their game, you understand? Yeah.
But you can't talk about an all-round development when you don't talk about full-time education. Now, so
Exactly.
let me get your academy right now. Is it just about training these young people on how to do the dribbles, how to score goals, and how to keep goals and all that? So do they also learn some basic as regards formal education?
Education.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
They can get distracted.
Right.
With this,
so yeah, we offer the football part of it. Yeah. So because we're basically a football academy, but it doesn't mean that we ignore the academic aspect of it, and that's why we make our training time very convenient for even those that are in school already. So it's just the weekends, like when they're not going to school. So we're not saying dump school for
and
football.
Then if you have a passion for football,
exactly.
you can also,
so it's hand in hand. So you can have that and also have football as well.
What would you say to people who would actually just want to follow their dreams and say they want to be the next Neymar, they want to be the next, you know, the big names in football now, and that they feel that they really do not have to get an education, they really have to go too far to be successful in football?
I would say to them to start with the Future Academy. I mean, we would help train you and you could actually become something.
I mean, Neymar is everybody's dream right now.
Yes, and then if you look at Neymar's history, you know, we all know he started from like a very young age, from academies like this, like right there in this country. So that's what we're trying to look at. So yeah, it's achievable. We can actually get there. Like any child that has the passion for the game, we can get there. There's nothing we can achieve.
Okay, let's talk about something that's also very important, because we have to be careful. Where we deal with children, I take it personal, because it's so easy. When you miss it, you know, it could become something else. While we're trying to nurture the passion they have, we have to talk about the aspect of parental consent.
Yes.
You know, because that goes a long way as well.
Yes.
We're talking about the parents have to consent to this. That's the first question. The second of all, how are we checkmating a situation where you now have, because for instance, Justin is a parent who's heard about Neymar and his success story, and then insists that my son must play football, even though the boy.
What's happening at this thing right now?
I know.
You understand? Even though the boy doesn't really want to go that way. So because I see that kind of situation playing out, you know, in all of this. How do we checkmate that?
So I think that, like I said, before you actually get into the academy, even as a child, we actually have to, our scouts have to actually identify these skills. So it's not just come and be pushing the ball around. Like,
she must have the skills.
Yes, there has to. Yes, not like. That's why we have the academy, to discover the talent. So if it's not that the child is good, we won't advise the parent to keep paying money when it's not. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So we would advise them that, okay, so maybe this isn't like the path to go. So it's not about, the child doesn't have to be forced. It would definitely show if the child is being forced into it. And if there's no, like I said, the passion is everything. If it's not there, then there's no point in grooming.
Yeah, I still need to ask this. So you talked about passion. Okay, some young people, they just feel football is something they should be doing. Not even the parents right now.
Yeah,
the children that they should be doing. And they might not necessarily have all the skills.
Yeah.
What I want to find out is that, is football something that you could actually not have any skill over time? You now learn it and you get groomed and you now become like a sports star.
Yes, you can actually, you can actually be groomed into it.
So I can still learn to
as
play
long
football.
as, I mean.
It's a bit late in the day.
Right? So yes, you can actually, that's the whole point of having an academy.
Okay,
so where they get trained, you understand? So in as much as we know that the passion is essential, the hard work is essential, you can actually get trained, you can get groomed into it. I mean, it takes hard work. Like, all these players you hear now, it took consistent training, consistent practice, you understand? They didn't just wake up great stars. Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and the rest of them, JJ Okocha, I mean, let's bring it locally. They didn't just wake up and be perfect football players. It started from somewhere and it was continuous practice. So that's what we're offering at the Future Academy.
Let's bring the government into this a little bit. Because when you have a laudable project such as this, there's looking at how youths can be better engaged, how they can, you know, be channeled towards the right direction so that they can make positive impact. I think there's an angle where the government should come into this, you know. We should feel the presence of the government. For instance, let's say Brazil as a country. Football is more like a contributor to their economy in a major way. And that's because everybody plays their part, you know. And then you find out that the success story that's come out of that country is enormous. And it has put Brazil on the world map when you talk about football at any point in time. How do we bring the government into this so that, you know, we can begin to talk properly about Nigeria too when we talk about sports? Do you understand what I mean? Is there a way we can bring in the government into all of this?
I think that the government has been doing their part, if you ask me. But then there can be extra.
Has the government really been doing
that? I mean,
I just read about a team that was, okay, that's a gymnastics team anyway, but it's still sports. That was turned back.
Sports,
because we didn't have money. I don't get that. I don't get it.
I think that we'll do better if there's more effort put into it, definitely, by the government. Like, we can't ignore the fact that we need them to actually do their part. Because that's what we're all supposed to work together to make it what it's supposed to be. Because there's so much, when it comes to football, to sports generally, there's so much potential in this country. And it would be really nice that the government actually makes the extra effort, put in, I don't know, the committees to handle certain things and make sure that the sports in Nigeria actually grows from what it is today. And we're hopeful about it. That's why we're still popping up. That's why we still have academies and all of that popping up, because we're hopeful that it will actually get better. It can't just stay static. So yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Wow, I'm looking at football becoming the new it's taking over from music,
right?
Yes, in terms of entertainment. All right, Justin, we're going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, you know, you just talked about government role in all of this, but I still feel that if we have like pockets of various academies, it will actually go a long way in actually putting the sport industry to a higher light. How come sport academy are not really that popular here in Nigeria?
That's what I'm saying, that it's a market that has not been tapped into. People just think that, okay, like we can't just like leave it to the government. Like people, because there's the NFF, they're like, okay, let's leave it at that. So it takes individuals as well that want to actually break into the market, to recognize that there is actually potential in this business, in the sports business. So yeah, so it just means that individuals that like recognize it should actually go forth and put it into action. And that's, trust me, I believe that going forward, I mean, from the Neymar thing, people actually understand that football is actually something that we should be looking into for real. So yeah, I think that going forward it will actually work out.
Okay, it's still Galaxy Television at this point in time. Let us just take a very quick break. We'll come talk some more about youth and sports development in Nigeria. We're back in a moment. Join us again. The state of the nation's economy leaves much to be desired. Nigerians grapple with one sort of issue to the other on a daily basis. Sometimes the arguments get heated. Tempers even flare.
There is a high level of unemployment and poverty in the land.
Military do not come and bomb villages of innocent people.
His action is coming very late because we asked the legislators, to reduce your salaries. Perhaps some of them should even say by half.
On Galaxy today, we'll take a no-holds-barred approach to issues and trends. We'll bring prominent Nigerians from all walks of life to bear their mind and human angle stories. Join us on Galaxy today. Galaxy today, discussing issues as they trend. All right, welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Galaxy today's lifestyle edition, and we're looking at children, youth, and sports and development. We still have Christabel with us here in the house.
Yeah. All right, Christabel. When we talk about youth, there's always an unconscious. It's not a deliberate thing, but we just do it unconsciously. But somehow we just leave out the kids in the rural setting because we're here in the urban cities and all of that in Lagos. Now, how can this impact children coming from, the rural areas in Nigeria? How can they tap into this opportunity?
Okay, so like I said, we have scouts that come in to actually go and search in different places for talent. So what we do is we try to take them to the right places. I mean, we could as well see people, people actually come out and play football on the streets in Nigeria, and then we could get our scouts to go there, and then they recognize this talent, and we're like, oh, this guy would actually be good for our academy, and then why not? We bring them into the academy, we train them. So yeah, so the scouts thing, we use it to discover these talents, even as far as the streets. So yeah, that's what we do in the Future Academy.
Okay, these are your kids. Sorry, not your kids. The kids.
Our players.
The kids in the academy, do they go for tournaments or school stuff? How is it really done?
Yes, we do certain tournaments like that as part of their growth process. We make sure that the academy actually plays in tournaments that go on in Nigeria. I mean, there's different ones. We play Social Liga and the rest of them. So different ones coming up every day.
There's such one on Sunday too.
Yes, there's one. We have the Future Academy actually has one on Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what happens really at the tournaments?
So yeah,
what goes on?
there are different aspects. We could do a five-a-side. Five-a-side is 5 players against 5 players. There are different levels. So the way you have 11 versus 11. So we could have 5 versus 5 in football, and then we also have 1 versus 1. So a 1 versus 1, which is the one we have.
One player versus one
yes.
player?
I don't understand. How can just one
That's more like a tug of war, isn't it?
How is it done?
I know.
It's like the regular monkey post that people do.
So it's just one player against another player, like you say.
You always bring that side of you on air every time.
I grew up from Islam, so I know all of these things.
What is monkey
You've
post?
heard of monkey post?
Seriously, what's monkey
Of course
post?
I have.
You've not heard?
No, I have
You guys have
not.
not heard of monkey post before? Come on.
Yes. So basically,
What is monkey post? Please tell me. I need to know. What's monkey post?
Oh my God. So I think it's just basically, let me explain what
please do.
it means and what it is just about. So you just need to have one player, one football player, and one player on the field.
Okay.
And then both of them play. There's no referee. There's no other team player.
Is
It's
there a
just
keeper?
no, there's no keeper.
No keeper, it's
Yeah,
just-
so
okay.
it's them. They're the defender. They're the scorer.
Striker, they're everything.
They're everything. So that's what it's about. So it's really fun to watch. And if you notice in a general football match, what people live for are the dribbles, to see how the nutmegs, the skills are actually going on. So the 1 versus 1 brings that into football. So that's why we're organizing something like that, the tournament coming up on Sunday, so that you can actually come and see how these children show their skills in football. These players actually show what they're good at. You see the ones that are really good at dribble. So that's the place to show it. If you think they're very good at defending and all of that, that's the place to actually, that's what a 1 versus 1 brings out. It showcases the individual talent. Yes, as apart from the team, when you have 11 and all that. It just showcases the player himself, how he shows his own skill in football against another player.
So
yeah.
where is the monkey post in all of that?
The monkey post is the goal post, where they have to score.
Why is it the monkey
It's
post?
not like your regular post. It's actually so small. Not that one. Do I have to start doing descriptions here?
Yes.
Those days.
Oh, this pictorial
I
analysis
actually
to do
thought I
that.
was quite knowledgeable about a lot of things, but I'm totally clueless.
But now we have the proper goal post as opposed to the monkey post. So yeah, we have a proper pitch for that now. Yeah.
All right. So, but even for the tournament on Sunday, parents who perhaps want to see what the thing looks like and come out and just look at it and then see if it's something that children can. Okay. All right. I know a lot of people will be interested in this and want to. So you just reach us and then we'll give you the information that you need. And
then
all
they can
of
also
that.
follow us on social media.
Okay.
I mean,
Social media.
we're on Instagram, The Future Academy.
Okay.
Or on Twitter The Future Academy NG, and on Facebook The Future Academy NG as well.
All right. Just to ask the girls to get equal opportunity, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Right,
I mean, there's the talent, so why
are you
not?
shaking your head? I mean, over time, the female football team in Nigeria has done us more good
But
than...
of course, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree.
so
I'm concurring with you.
Yes.
Yes. You know how it is.
Christabel.
Thank you so
for
much.
this laudable thing you're doing, really, because when you pick children from that young age and channel their energies, their attention
in the right
into,
places.
yes, positive things and all of that, we'll have less miscreants on the streets, you know, causing havoc here and there, and then we'll be better for it as a society.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having the Future
Academy. Have a
Academy.
good show on Sunday.
Thank you.
So that's Christabel Ejumedia. Ejumedia, yes, from the Future Academy, and this is a wonderful opportunity for those children who want to play football.
They want to be like Neymar.
They want to be like Neymar. I get signed to PSG and get paid 51 what? Pounds, dollars, like every hour. Like, can you just imagine that? It's too mind-boggling for me, you know. But then, it's real. It's happening.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thank you so much, Christabel.
If not that I have a bad knee, I could be considering a career in football.
Like
Even
right
at this age.
now.
Yes, like right
Tell
now.
me about it.
You know, but I have a bad knee, so.
All right, let's take Galaxy
good.
today. Away from children, youth, and sports development, we'll be taking a very quick break. Agbenga Ademojimi is in the house. I will be talking motivation this morning.
That's right.
But then it's almost the weekend here. I'm thinking of playing the monkey pose at this time. But we'll be right back still.
Don't mind just below. But you know when Benga comes, it's time for classroom